Enemies of the mind. They're sneaky, they're subtle, and they're often right there with us, day in and day out. They take hold of our thoughts, twist our emotions, and without us even knowing it, rob us of our potential. Now the mind is a powerful tool. It can create incredible success, or if we're not careful, allow these enemies to sabotage us from the inside. So what are these enemies? What are these forces working against us, hindering us from being the best version of ourselves? Well, the first enemy is doubt. Oh, doubt is a killer, isn't it? Doubt can paralyze you. You might be on the edge of making a big decision, taking a leap forward, and then, all of a sudden, doubt creeps in. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What will people think? It whispers in your ear. You're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes. Now, where does this doubt come from? Well, it can come from the outside, from people who criticize you, or from past failures that linger in your mind. But here's the key. Doubt is not a reflection of your true potential, only a reflection of your current mindset. I remember early in my career, I had my doubts. I wasn't born into a wealthy family, didn't have any special privileges. And when I looked at successful people, I doubted whether I could ever reach their level. But I learned something crucial. Doubt thrives in inaction. You see, the more you sit around and think about all the reasons something won't work, the stronger doubt becomes. The cure for doubt is action. You've got to move, even if it's just one small step. Each time you act, each time you take a risk, you weaken doubt. You begin to replace it with belief. Because here's the thing. Once you've taken action, you gain evidence, and evidence builds belief. Another enemy that often lurks in the shadows is fear. Now, fear is an interesting one, because it's often tied closely with doubt. It's that feeling in your gut when you're about to step into the unknown, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. You know, when I started my first business, fear was right there with me. Every new endeavor I took on, every speech I gave, fear was always there. But I learned something important about fear. It's a natural response. It's your mind trying to protect you. But it doesn't always mean that something bad is going to happen. In fact, more often than not, fear is a sign that you're about to grow. You see, fear is a signal that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And nothing great ever happens inside the comfort zone. So what do you do with fear? Do you wait for it to go away? No. If you wait until you're not afraid, you'll never move. The key is to move forward despite the fear. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act even when fear is present. You might fail, yes, but the alternative is far worse, staying stuck where you are. The truth is, every successful person you know has faced fear. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. Now let's talk about the next enemy, indifference. This one's sneaky. It's when you say to yourself, it doesn't really matter. You know you should do something, but you just don't feel like it. You become indifferent to your own goals, your own future. And here's the danger. Indifference often comes dressed as comfort. It feels safe, but what it's really doing is keeping you from progressing. You see, once indifference sets in, it becomes easy to delay, to procrastinate, to say, tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. But let me tell you, tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And before you know it, Years have passed, and you're in the same place. Indifference comes when you lose your sense of urgency. Imagine if you treated each day as if it were your last chance to take a step toward your goals. How much more would you get done? How many more doors would you knock on? How many more ideas would you try? When you lose urgency, you start coasting, and coasting always leads downhill. Indifference is the enemy of excellence. It's the mindset that says, good enough is good enough. But is it really? Is good enough going to get you the life you've always dreamed of? One of the most dangerous enemies of the mind is worry. Now, worry is a waste of time, energy, and emotion. Worry doesn't solve problems. It only magnifies them. When you worry, you take a small issue and turn it into a mountain. You start thinking about everything that could go wrong, and before you know it, your mind is racing, your energy is drained, and nothing productive gets done. Worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Now, I'm not saying you should ignore your problems, but there's a difference between concern and worry. Concern leads to action. Concern says, let's figure out how to solve this. Worry, on the other hand, keeps you stuck, spinning in circles. I remember a time when I had so many things on my plate that I didn't know where to start. I found myself worrying constantly. But then I realized something. The more I worried, the less I accomplished. Worry is like a fog. It makes everything seem bigger and scarier than it really is. But here's the truth. Most of what we worry about never even happens. We spend hours, days, even weeks consumed by worries that are nothing more than illusions. So what's the solution? You've got to discipline your mind to stay focused on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Now let's talk about the enemy of pessimism. Oh, this one's powerful. Pessimism will have you seeing the worst in everything. It's the mindset that says, it's never going to work out, or I'll never catch a break. Pessimism drains your energy, your enthusiasm, and your hope. And the worst part? It's contagious. If you spend too much time around negative people, their pessimism starts to rub off on you. But here's the thing. Pessimism is a habit. And just like any habit, it can be broken. It starts with your attitude, with your perspective. Life is full of challenges, no doubt. But it's also full of opportunities. The question is, where are you focusing your attention? If you're always looking for what's wrong, guess what? You'll find it. But if you train your mind to look for solutions, to see the possibilities, to find the silver lining, your entire outlook changes. Success is built on optimism. It's the belief that no matter how tough things get, there's always a way forward. You have to believe that you have the ability to overcome obstacles, to learn from setbacks, and to keep moving forward. That's the kind of mindset that breaks through barriers. Now, there's another enemy of the mind that's closely related to pessimism, and that's criticism. Not just the criticism that comes from others, but the criticism we inflict upon ourselves. You see, we are often our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up for every mistake, every failure, every missed opportunity. And while self-reflection is important, self-criticism can become destructive. When you constantly focus on your shortcomings, you forget about your strengths. You become blind to your own potential. You've got to learn how to give yourself credit. Celebrate your progress, even if it's small. Acknowledge your efforts, even if you haven't yet reached your goal. Because here's the truth. Success is a journey, not a destination. And along the way, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to stumble. But every mistake is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to get better. Don't let self-criticism rob you of your confidence. Instead, use it as fuel to improve. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? That's the mindset of growth. And it's how you overcome this enemy. Next, let's talk about one of the most subtle enemies, complacency. Now, complacency is dangerous because it feels comfortable. It tells you that you've done enough, that you don't need to push any harder, that you can take it easy. But complacency is a trap. It keeps you from reaching your full potential. Just when you think you've reached the top, complacency sneaks in and says, you've made it. You can relax now. But the moment you stop growing, you start declining. Life doesn't stay static. It's always moving. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Complacency happens when you stop setting new goals, when you lose the hunger for improvement. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that once you've achieved a certain level of success, you can coast. But let me tell you, the most successful people never stop growing. They never stop learning. They never stop challenging themselves. Complacency is the enemy of progress. It's the reason why so many people plateau in their careers, in their personal development, in their relationships. So, how do you avoid it? You've got to stay hungry. You've got to keep pushing yourself to the next level, no matter how successful you become. So, these are the enemies of the mind. Doubt, fear, indifference, worry, pessimism, criticism, and complacency. They're always there, lurking, waiting for an opportunity to hold you back. But the good news is, you can overcome them. You can train your mind to recognize these enemies and replace them with positive, empowering thoughts. You can develop the discipline to take action, to push through fear, to stay optimistic, and to keep moving forward no matter what. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. Every moment holds a promise of transformation, and every decision you make lays the cornerstone of your future. As dawn breaks, you awaken not only to a new day, but to a fresh opportunity to define your path. Success is forged not in the fleeting wishes of yesterday, but in the deliberate, consistent actions you choose today. In the quiet solitude of early morning, when the world is still and your mind is clear, you have the power to set the tone for a day brimming with purpose. The habits you nurture in these sacred hours become the silent architects of a life marked by achievement and fulfillment. With each breath, you reaffirm your commitment to excellence, casting aside the shadows of mediocrity and embracing the strength of discipline. Every heartbeat becomes a reminder that your journey is shaped by the choices you make, each one a stepping stone toward realizing your highest potential. When you invest in these moments of clarity, you transform challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons, paving the way for a future defined by relentless determination and unwavering courage. The first key habit is to cultivate unwavering self-discipline, a force that transforms ordinary routines into the very foundations of success. This habit begins with the simple yet profound commitment to govern every action with intentionality, to recognize that each moment is not a fleeting second, but a valuable investment in your future. The essence of self-discipline lies in the consistent decision to act even when motivation wanes, when obstacles arise, and when the comfort of inaction seems more appealing than the arduous path of progress. It is in those quiet, solitary moments, long before the demands of the day begin, that you must train your mind to hold fast to your purpose, to resist the allure of delay, and to honor the potential that each new dawn brings. Within the framework of self-discipline, you discover that success is not a matter of chance, but of consistent, deliberate choices. The habit requires you to set clear intentions early in the day and to let those intentions guide every decision you make. Whether it is the discipline to rise with purpose, the resolve to follow through on your commitments, or the courage to persist in the face of setbacks, self-discipline creates a ripple effect that shapes the quality of your actions. It empowers you to move beyond excuses, to push past the inertia of procrastination, and to replace uncertainty with a steady focus on what truly matters. With each deliberate act, you build an internal reservoir of strength that not only propels you forward, but fortifies your character for the challenges ahead. Imagine the transformation that occurs when you embrace self-discipline as a way of life. Every routine task becomes a deliberate act of creation. Every moment of hesitation replaced by a decision to take charge. In the early hours, as you set your priorities and commit to your goals, you send a powerful message to your inner self that your time is sacred and that your future depends on the actions you choose today. In this state of purposeful living, distractions lose their grip, and the chaos of the outside world fades into the background. What remains is a focused determination to honor your commitments, to cultivate habits that nurture your potential, and to build a life defined by clarity and steadfast resolve. As the day unfolds, self-discipline acts as both shield and compass. It protects you from the temptations that can derail your progress and guides you back to your core values when the journey grows arduous. Every decision you make, every instance where you choose effort over ease, action over complacency, reinforces the belief that your destiny is shaped by your willingness to remain true to your purpose. The practice of self-discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is the art of returning to your path time and again, even after moments of faltering, and using each setback as a stepping stone toward greater achievement. In this process, you begin to see that every challenge is an opportunity in disguise, a chance to prove to yourself that the power to overcome lies within your disciplined will. In cultivating unwavering self-discipline, you lay the groundwork for a life of proactive achievement. This habit teaches you that the journey to success is built on small, consistent actions, a series of choices made with clarity and determination. With every act of discipline, you strip away the layers of complacency and self-doubt that once hindered your progress. You come to understand that success is not bestowed by external forces, but is earned through the relentless pursuit of excellence. In the quiet strength of disciplined action, you reclaim control over your destiny and transform the ordinary rhythm of your day into a symphony of purposeful, intentional living. Next, the second key habit is to embrace a mindset of lifelong learning, a commitment to viewing every experience as a lesson and every challenge as an opportunity to expand your wisdom. This habit calls for you to see education not as a phase confined to the early years of life, but as an enduring journey that enriches your thoughts, sharpens your decisions, and opens doors to untapped potential. Every conversation you engage in, every book you read, and every reflective moment you steal from the busy rhythms of life serves as a stepping stone on the path to greater insight. In cultivating continuous learning, you begin to recognize that knowledge is the key that unlocks the doors of possibility. The pursuit of learning transforms mundane encounters into profound experiences. It is the practice of questioning the status quo and seeking to understand the underlying principles behind the world around you. This habit encourages you to challenge your assumptions, to break free from rigid thought patterns, and to remain curious regardless of the obstacles you face. With every new piece of information absorbed, you add another tool to your arsenal, one that equips you to navigate life's complexities with greater ease and confidence. Imagine the power that comes from integrating learning into your daily routine. In the quiet moments of the early morning or the reflective pause at day's end, you immerse yourself in ideas that ignite creativity and spur innovation. This habit is not about accumulating facts for the sake of knowledge alone, but about transforming those facts into wisdom that informs your choices and fuels your ambition. When you actively seek out learning, you create a mental landscape rich with possibilities, where every lesson learned translates into a tangible advantage in the pursuit of your goals. The journey of continuous learning is one of self-discovery. As you expose yourself to diverse perspectives and challenge your own preconceived notions, you begin to understand the true scope of your potential. The process of learning teaches you humility as well as confidence. It reminds you that no matter how much you know, there is always more to discover. This realization ignites a passion for self-improvement, driving you to explore new ideas, experiment with different approaches, and refine your strategies with each passing day. In this cycle of constant growth, every setback becomes a lesson and every success a catalyst for further inquiry. This habit requires you to embrace a proactive stance toward learning. It calls for setting aside time each day to nurture your mind, whether through reading, engaging in thoughtful dialogue, or reflecting on your experiences. It is in these deliberate moments of study and reflection that you create a reservoir of knowledge that empowers you to make better decisions and overcome challenges with poise. Over time, the habit of continuous learning not only enhances your expertise in various areas, but cultivates an adaptable mindset that is essential for thriving in an ever-changing world. In the realm of lifelong learning, every new idea is a spark that can ignite transformational change. The act of learning itself becomes a form of action, a declaration that you are not content with stagnation, but are determined to evolve and to excel. With every lesson that you internalize, you reshape your perceptions, fortify your resolve, and empower yourself to take bold, informed actions. The more you commit to this journey, the more you begin to appreciate that the quest for knowledge is not just a means to an end, but a continuous source of inspiration and empowerment that propels you ever forward on the path to success. Next, the third key habit is to cultivate unwavering discipline and consistency in every action you take. This habit stands as the foundation upon which remarkable success is built. Discipline is not an innate talent bestowed upon a fortunate few. It is a deliberate choice, a daily commitment to transforming intention into tangible results. It means setting clear, measurable targets and adhering to them with steadfast resolve, even when the allure of distraction beckons. When you nurture discipline, you create a rhythm in your life where every decision is purposefully aligned with your long-term vision. Discipline is not an innate talent bestowed upon a fortunate few. It is a deliberate choice, a daily commitment to transforming intention into tangible results. It means setting clear, measurable targets and adhering to them with steadfast resolve, even when the allure of distraction beckons. When you nurture discipline, You create a rhythm in your life where every decision is purposefully aligned with your long-term vision. The essence of discipline lies in its capacity to turn small, seemingly insignificant actions into monumental achievements. Each morning, when you rise with a focused determination to accomplish your goals, you're not merely following a routine. You are forging a mindset that views every moment as an opportunity for progress. Picture a day where every task is executed with precision. A day where your actions, no matter how modest, contribute to an ever-growing momentum of success. Discipline transforms the mundane into the meaningful, allowing you to see that consistency is the true measure of excellence. Imagine the cumulative power of daily discipline. Every time you resist the temptation to postpone a task or justify delay with excuses, you strengthen your inner resolve. Each deliberate act of focus becomes a brick in the foundation of your future achievements. In the quiet hours before the clamor of the day takes over, you have the chance to set priorities that reflect your deepest aspirations. It is in these moments that discipline reveals its transformative nature. It takes the raw energy of potential and channels it into concrete progress. This practice requires not only willpower, but an honest evaluation of your habits, so that you may identify areas where self-imposed barriers can be dismantled in favor of consistent, deliberate action. Discipline is like a muscle that strengthens with use. The more you exercise it, the more natural it becomes to make decisions that align with your higher purpose. There will be days when the path is strewn with challenges, when the easy route tempts you with its deceptive comfort. Yet in those times, your commitment to discipline serves as a guiding light. It reminds you that every delay and every moment of hesitation is a missed opportunity, a gap in the chain of progress that you are determined to build. Each decision to remain steadfast in the face of difficulty reinforces the habit of taking action, no matter how small the step may seem at the moment. Visualize the effect of this disciplined approach over time. The consistent practice of setting aside distractions and dedicating yourself to purposeful work gradually transforms your entire outlook. With every routine followed and every goal met, you develop a self-reliant confidence that fuels further success. This habit instills in you a profound sense of accountability. You learn to hold yourself to high standards and recognize that your destiny is molded by the disciplined choices you make each day. The transformation is not instantaneous, but rather a slow, deliberate process that builds strength and resilience, enabling you to overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Consider the parallels between discipline and craftsmanship. A master artisan does not create a masterpiece through sporadic bursts of inspiration alone, but through daily practice and unwavering attention to detail. In the same way, your journey toward success is sculpted by a series of deliberate, disciplined actions that, when compounded over time, yield extraordinary results. Every effort you invest, every moment you choose action over procrastination, adds to the intricate tapestry of your achievements. Discipline becomes the silent partner in your quest, a reliable force that carries you forward, even when external circumstances challenge your resolve. There is a liberating aspect to embracing discipline. When you commit to a structured path, you free yourself from the chaotic pull of uncertainty and indecision. The clarity that comes from a disciplined mind enables you to see the world in terms of possibilities rather than limitations. With every consistent effort, you begin to dismantle the internal resistance that once hindered your progress. In its place, a proactive, forward-thinking attitude emerges. One that is not easily swayed by setbacks or distractions. The third key habit, therefore, is not merely about rigid self-control. It is about cultivating a flexible, resilient approach that adapts to the demands of life while remaining firmly rooted in your core values. As you practice discipline, you learn to anticipate challenges and plan accordingly. This habit encourages you to break down your larger goals into manageable tasks, creating a roadmap that guides your daily activities. The process of planning, executing, and reviewing your actions becomes a continuous cycle of improvement. A cycle that not only propels you toward your objectives, but reinforces your self-belief. Over time, the practice of discipline transforms into an internal compass, guiding you through the complexities of life with clarity and assurance. Every moment spent in deliberate, focused action contributes to a legacy of consistency, where each small victory builds upon the last, culminating in a life defined by purposeful progress, daily activities. The process of planning, executing, and reviewing your actions becomes a continuous cycle of improvement. A cycle that not only propels you toward your objectives, but reinforces your self-belief. Over time, the practice of discipline transforms into an internal compass, guiding you through the complexities of life with clarity and assurance. Every moment spent in deliberate, focused action contributes to a legacy of consistency, where each small victory builds upon the last, culminating in a life defined by purposeful progress. The fourth key habit is to cultivate a clear vision of your future and translate that vision into specific, actionable goals that serve as your guiding light. A life without a defined destination is like a ship without a rudder, vulnerable to the whims of circumstance and the distractions that surround you. In the quiet moments when you reflect deeply on your true aspirations, you begin to see that the power to shape your destiny lies in the clarity of your purpose. Every goal, every ambition starts as a spark of possibility that, when nurtured with intention, grows into a beacon of opportunity. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast horizon, with your dreams spread out like a map before you. The process of setting clear goals transforms that nebulous vision into tangible steps. It requires you to break down your larger aspirations into smaller, manageable objectives, each one a building block in the structure of your future. By committing these objectives to writing, you solidify your intentions. The act of putting pen to paper turns abstract thoughts into concrete plans, ensuring that every decision you make is aligned with the life you wish to create. This habit is not merely about listing goals, but about developing a framework that continuously directs your actions. Every morning, as you rise with renewed determination, you revisit your vision and refine your objectives. In doing so, you create a dynamic cycle of planning and action that evolves with you. The clarity that emerges from this process is both empowering and liberating. It cuts through the fog of indecision and dispels the inertia that so often holds you back. When you know precisely where you are headed, each task becomes a deliberate step toward that destination. Imagine the effect of this clarity on your daily life. With a well-defined vision, the noise of trivial distractions diminishes, replaced by the steady, focused pursuit of meaningful progress. Every decision, from the smallest daily choice to the larger commitments you make, is filtered through the lens of your ultimate goals. This habit teaches you to prioritize, ensuring that your energy and resources are devoted to endeavors that truly matter. The discipline of regularly reviewing and adjusting your objectives fosters a mindset that is both flexible and resolute, ready to adapt when circumstances shift, yet unwavering in its pursuit of long-term success. There is a profound strength in the practice of setting clear goals. It instills a sense of ownership over your journey, a recognition that your future is not something to be passively awaited, but actively constructed. Each goal you establish is a promise to yourself, a commitment to push beyond the confines of comfort and mediocrity. With every milestone reached, you build momentum, reinforcing your belief in your ability to overcome obstacles and transform challenges into stepping stones. The clarity of your vision not only guides your actions, but serves as a constant reminder of why you choose to pursue excellence, but actively constructed. Each goal you establish is a promise to yourself, a commitment to push beyond the confines of comfort and mediocrity. With every milestone reached, you build momentum, reinforcing your belief in your ability to overcome obstacles and transform challenges into stepping stones. The clarity of your vision not only guides your actions, but serves as a constant reminder of why you choose to pursue excellence. As you embed this habit into the fabric of your daily routine, you begin to understand that goal setting is an ongoing process. It is not a one-time declaration, but a continuous evolution of purpose. The path to success is rarely linear. It twists and turns, demanding periodic reassessment and recalibration. Embracing this reality, you learn to celebrate both the victories and the setbacks, recognizing that each experience contributes to a richer understanding of your potential. In the reflective quiet of the early hours or the stillness of the evening, you review your progress, adjust your course, and reaffirm your commitment to the vision you hold dear. Visualize the cumulative power of this habit. With every goal set and every target achieved, you construct a legacy of intentional action. The precision with which you define your future becomes the bedrock of your success, a testament to the transformative impact of clear, focused planning. When challenges arise, and they inevitably do, you have a roadmap to guide you through adversity. The clarity of your objectives not only lights the way in moments of uncertainty, but fortifies your resolve to persevere, reminding you that each obstacle is but a temporary detour on the journey toward your dreams. This habit isn't just about planning. It is about transforming vision into reality. It is a daily commitment to understanding your true desires, articulating them with precision, and taking deliberate steps to realize them. By anchoring your actions in a clear vision, you empower yourself to move beyond mere survival and step into a realm of purposeful achievement. Every carefully chosen goal, every measured step, reinforces the truth that you are the architect of your own destiny. Embracing this habit means embracing the responsibility and the excitement of creating a future that reflects your highest aspirations. Next, the sixth key habit is to nurture an unyielding commitment to continuous learning and an insatiable curiosity about life. Every day offers an opportunity to absorb new ideas, refine your perspective, and transform experience into wisdom. When you embrace learning as a daily ritual, you open the door to fresh insights that propel you beyond the limits of your current understanding. In the quiet moments of reflection or the focused hours of study, you discover that every challenge is a lesson waiting to be learned. Every setback, a spark that ignites the flame of deeper understanding. A mind committed to learning does not rest on the laurels of past knowledge. It constantly seeks to evolve. You find that the world is filled with wisdom waiting to be discovered, in books that capture the thoughts of visionaries, in conversations that challenge your assumptions, and in solitary moments where the interplay of reflection and creativity unearths unexpected solutions. This habit is not about accumulating information for its own sake. It's about transforming each piece of learning into a tool that sharpens your judgment and enhances your ability to navigate the complexities of life. When you invest in your own growth, you build an internal reservoir of ideas that fuels every decision and every action, ensuring that you remain adaptive and forward-thinking in the face of change. And books that capture the thoughts of visionaries, in conversations that challenge your assumptions, and in solitary moments where the interplay of reflection and creativity unearths unexpected solutions. This habit is not about accumulating information for its own sake. It's about transforming each piece of learning into a tool that sharpens your judgment and enhances your ability to navigate the complexities of life. When you invest in your own growth, you build an internal reservoir of ideas that fuels every decision and every action, ensuring that you remain adaptive and forward-thinking in the face of change. Imagine a life where the pursuit of knowledge is as natural as breathing. A life where every new experience, every conversation, and every quiet moment of introspection is valued as a stepping stone toward greater achievement. In this state of mind, curiosity becomes a trusted companion. It compels you to question assumptions, to challenge the status quo, and to view obstacles not as dead ends, but as gateways to innovation. Each book read, each lesson learned, and each reflective pause serves as a building block in the foundation of your future success. This commitment to growth transforms the act of learning into a dynamic force that continuously refines your abilities and expands your vision. In the daily grind, when routines threaten to become stagnant, this habit of continuous learning acts as a revitalizing elixir. It shifts your focus from mere survival to thriving in an ever-changing environment. You begin to see that every piece of information, every skill acquired, and every experience encountered is an investment in your future. The habit urges you to seek out mentors whose experiences can illuminate your path, to engage with peers who inspire new ways of thinking, and to welcome challenges as catalysts for growth. In doing so, you break free from the confines of limited thinking and position yourself as a perpetual student of life, a mindset that empowers you to adapt, innovate, and excel regardless of the obstacles you face. This journey of relentless learning requires discipline and curiosity, working hand in hand. It calls for a deliberate setting aside of time each day to read, reflect, and absorb new perspectives. Perhaps you find solace in the pages of a well-worn book. Or maybe you discover that deep, uninterrupted conversations spark ideas that transform your approach to challenges. It is in these moments that the seeds of growth are sown, nurtured by the belief that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. The habit of continuous learning teaches you that wisdom is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. One that enriches your character, sharpens your mind, and fuels the relentless pursuit of excellence. With every insight gained, you begin to appreciate that the boundaries of success are defined not by external limitations, but by the extent of your willingness to learn and grow. The more you explore new ideas and challenge old paradigms, the more empowered you become to shape your own destiny. This habit transforms your perspective, turning every obstacle into an opportunity to acquire new knowledge and every setback into a lesson that refines your strategy. The act of learning becomes an ongoing dialogue with yourself, a continuous process of questioning, discovering, and evolving that underpins every success you achieve. Imagine harnessing this mindset as a powerful force in your daily life, a force that not only enhances your skills, but fuels a deep-seated confidence that you can overcome any challenge. When you commit to continuous learning, you cultivate resilience and adaptability, enabling you to navigate the unpredictable currents of life with ease and grace. This habit empowers you to see beyond the immediate, to plan for a future enriched by the insights of the past and the possibilities of tomorrow. With each deliberate effort to expand your knowledge, you are not merely preparing for success, you are redefining what success means for you, turning every moment of curiosity into a stepping stone toward a brighter, more informed future. The seventh key habit is to cultivate a spirit of purposeful resilience that transforms setbacks into a driving force for personal growth and lasting achievement. Every challenge encountered, every obstacle that appears insurmountable at first glance, holds within it the potential to strengthen your resolve and sharpen your determination. When adversity comes knocking, you have the power to view it not as a permanent roadblock, but as a temporary detour, an opportunity to refine your strategy and emerge stronger. Resilience is not simply the act of recovering from hardship. It is the deliberate choice to persist, adapt, and thrive despite the difficulties that arise. In the quiet moments following disappointment, when the weight of failure seems overwhelming, there exists a spark within you, waiting to be ignited. This spark is the embodiment of your inner strength, a force that urges you to keep moving forward, to learn from each experience, and to transform every setback into a stepping stone toward future success. When you embrace resilience, you acknowledge that life's journey is punctuated by moments of challenge and uncertainty. Instead of allowing these moments to derail your progress, you harness them as lessons that teach you more about your own capabilities and the nature of persistence. Every time you confront a setback with courage and determination, you reinforce the truth that your potential is far greater than any temporary failure. It is in these instances of deliberate perseverance that you build a mental fortress, a resilient mindset that fortifies your ability to overcome future obstacles. Imagine standing at the crossroads of difficulty, where every wrong turn or moment of hesitation is met with a renewed commitment to your goals. In this space, the fear of failure is replaced by the excitement of growth, and every hardship is reimagined as a chance to evolve. As you navigate through life's inevitable ups and downs, the habit of resilience becomes the quiet force that steadies your steps and propels you onward. With each trial overcome, you accumulate not just experience, but the wisdom to recognize that every hardship contains the seeds of opportunity. Resilience thrives on the understanding that setbacks are not the end of your journey, but rather integral parts of it. When faced with challenges, take a moment to reflect on the lessons hidden within the experience. Ask yourself what this moment is teaching you about your strengths and where there might be room for improvement. In doing so, you convert obstacles into valuable insights and transform the sting of failure into a source of motivation. Each time you rise after a fall, you reaffirm your capacity to endure and succeed, slowly but surely, building a legacy of persistence and unwavering resolve. A resilient spirit means recognizing that setbacks are rarely personal verdicts on your worth. They are simply part of the process of striving toward meaningful goals. By shifting your perspective in this way, you free yourself from the paralysis of regret and self-doubt. Instead, you foster a mindset that views each challenge as a necessary component of growth, a trial that, once overcome, adds depth to your character and clarity to your purpose. The habit of purposeful resilience empowers you to transform negative experiences into catalysts for improvement, turning every stumbling block into a foundation upon which to build your future. This habit is nurtured through daily practices of reflection and self-compassion. In moments of solitude, when you confront the echoes of past failures, remind yourself that resilience is forged in the fire of persistence. It is the gentle but unyielding force that allows you to reclaim control over your narrative, rewriting each chapter with the ink of determination and hope. By embracing the inevitability of challenges, and viewing them as opportunities to test and expand your limits. You develop an inner fortitude that remains unshaken by the temporary trials of life. In the fire of persistence. It is the gentle but unyielding force that allows you to reclaim control over your narrative, rewriting each chapter with the ink of determination and hope. By embracing the inevitability of challenges and viewing them as opportunities to test and expand your limits, you develop an inner fortitude that remains unshaken by the temporary trials of life. Visualize your journey as a long and winding road, where every difficult turn brings with it the promise of new insights and personal transformation. Each time you face adversity and choose to rise again, you reinforce your belief in your own ability to shape your destiny. The habit of purposeful resilience is not a one-time act, but a continuous commitment, a daily affirmation that no matter how many times you may stumble, you have the strength to stand up, learn, and continue the pursuit of your dreams. In this relentless pursuit, you discover that the true measure of success is not the absence of challenges, but the willingness to confront them head on and emerge victorious with each passing day. Next, the eighth key habit is to anchor your actions in a well-defined vision that illuminates your path and shapes every decision with clarity and purpose. A clear vision is not merely a fleeting idea or a vague dream. It's the guiding light that transforms abstract ambitions into tangible outcomes. It cuts through the clutter of everyday distractions, allowing you to focus your energy on what truly matters. When your mind is aligned with a purpose so precise that every moment becomes a deliberate step toward your aspirations, you build the foundation for sustained, transformative progress. Every day, as you face a myriad of choices and unforeseen challenges, your vision serves as an unwavering compass. It filters opportunities, enabling you to discern which tasks contribute to your long-term success and which are mere diversions. This clarity of purpose empowers you to say no to fleeting temptations and yes to those endeavors that propel you forward. By consistently revisiting and refining your vision, you not only stay on course, but adapt to the evolving landscape of your goals, ensuring that your actions remain aligned with the future you desire. Embracing this habit involves cultivating a daily ritual of reflection and reaffirmation. In the quiet moments of early morning or during brief pauses in your day, you visualize the life you are committed to creating. With each deliberate reflection, you sharpen the details of your envisioned future, its colors, its sounds, its very essence. This vivid picture transforms into a powerful motivator, infusing you with the determination to overcome obstacles and persist despite setbacks. Each act of focused visualization recharges your resolve, reinforcing that your vision is not a distant ideal, but an achievable reality, built one conscious decision at a time. Maintaining a clear vision means integrating it into every facet of your daily life. It becomes a part of your internal dialogue, a constant reminder that your efforts, however small, are steps towards something greater. Whether you're tackling routine tasks or navigating unexpected challenges, your vision stands as a testament to your commitment. It provides context to your actions, transforming each decision into a purposeful stride along the path to success. By embedding your vision into the fabric of your daily existence, you create a resilient framework that not only endures the test of time, but evolves as you grow and learn. This habit further demands discipline and consistency. It is not enough to have a vision. You must actively nurture it through regular planning and self-assessment. Allocate time each day to review your progress, measure your actions against your goals, and adjust your course as needed. This deliberate practice of evaluation transforms your vision into a living, breathing guide that adapts to your circumstances while remaining true to your core objectives. Over time, the process of continual refinement deepens your commitment, solidifying the connection between your daily actions and the grander purpose that drives them. In moments of uncertainty or when the weight of challenges bears down, your vision serves as a stabilizing force. It reminds you that every setback is temporary and every obstacle is an opportunity to learn. By focusing on the bigger picture, you develop the resilience to push past moments of doubt and hesitation. Your clear vision fuels your perseverance, providing the strength to overcome adversity with grace and determination. This unyielding focus not only helps you navigate difficult times, but transforms challenges into stepping stones toward even greater achievements. A well-defined vision is an invaluable tool for inspiration and motivation. It creates a sense of urgency, a burning desire to make every moment count, because you know that each decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your future. This intense focus cultivates a proactive mindset, one that seeks out opportunities to advance your goals, rather than waiting passively for them to materialize. When you internalize the importance of your vision, every action, from the mundane to the monumental, becomes an intentional contribution to the legacy you are building. Moreover, the habit of anchoring your actions in a clear vision has a ripple effect on all areas of your life. It enhances your relationships, sharpens your problem-solving abilities, and deepens your sense of personal fulfillment. By consistently aligning your behavior with your vision, you radiate a confidence and purpose that inspire those around you. This infectious clarity of purpose not only elevates your own performance, but creates a supportive environment where mutual goals and shared aspirations drive collective success. Ultimately, the eighth key habit transforms your approach to life. It compels you to live with intention, to treat every moment as an opportunity to inch closer to the future you envision. By steadfastly maintaining a clear, compelling vision, you convert your dreams into a roadmap of actionable steps, each one reinforcing your commitment, each one marking progress on the journey to success. In this state, your vision is not a mere idea. It is the force that drives your every action, the light that guides you through the darkest challenges, and the foundation upon which a life of remarkable achievement is built. Every deliberate choice you make sets the stage for a life of lasting achievement. The habits you have embraced form the foundation of a legacy built on intentional progress, each small, focused action serving as a stepping stone toward your highest aspirations. With unwavering commitment, you transform daily routines into powerful rituals that not only propel you forward, but redefine your perception of what is possible. In the quiet moments of reflection, when the day's challenges have subsided, you witness the cumulative effect of your disciplined actions. Each act of purposeful living is a silent affirmation of your strength and resilience, reinforcing the truth that your future is crafted by the choices you make today. As you continue on this journey, remember that every moment of focused effort, every challenge overcome, and every lesson learned contributes to the masterpiece of your life. Your success is not a distant dream. It is the natural outcome of a life lived with clarity, persistence, and an unyielding drive to act.